Okay. So, Star Citizen. I mentioned earlier the thing, a 2955, aka 25 CitizenCon digital goodies package. The problem last year is that it was like... I mean, value is relative. Okay, sure, whatever. It was like $25, it was like $20 of content for $30 or something, or $35 or something, and it was just, it didn't feel like it was enough. This digital goodies pack, it feels like enough, except that, like, there's a bunch of aesthetic stuff, and they only showed one of the things. There was, like, genuinely there might be $40 worth of content in this $35, bundle thing. But they only showed off one of the things. So it's kind of a, if you buy it now, I bought it now, you're seeing it sight unseen a little bit, right? Oh, when they're doing this... When they have the weird glow, I'm just realizing it's probably because their resources is something that I'm tracking. I hope. I don't know. Well, no, because I think then it would have a thing. Nutrient, I can get behind that. Wait, these aren't whale sharks, are they? No, brain blimps. Oh, did I say there was a lot to talk about with Star Citizen? Because there is. Yeah, as of now, Alpha 4.3.1 is in PTU to all waves, so it's probably, like, I think at the very earliest, maybe, optimistically, it could release this Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But it's probably gonna release next week. Is my guess. The big thing is medical changes. The thing is, like, right, that, in terms of it, if it released Friday, I mean, like, they haven't even put the Apollo into the builds, and, like, we know the Apollo is coming. It was explicitly mentioned. So, it probably won't be this week. But, yeah. Which is good, because it probably needs... Because if it gets more time, that's probably just gonna be good. What was I gonna say? They are running tech previews. They're not running it for, like, big things. It's only been in Evocati. There has not been an open... test patch tech preview for... Because basically, they're... The thing they want to do... The thing they want to do is they want to have the PU, the Persistent Universe, and they want to have the live build of the PU as stable as possible. They don't want... they don't want it to be, you know, super crazy. And unstable. Unstable means different things to different people. It means different things to the player base. It means a different thing to the player base than it does to the devs. And I am a player, and I'm gonna say that, like, yeah, I'm not really. I wouldn't really call what we have, like. I mean, stable. Like, how stable are the servers? How stable is, like, the bugs? It's not good, but it's not terrible. It is playable. It's just there are some things that are kind of painful. What am I thinking here? Oh, wow. What am I thinking? So hard to think sometimes. Oh, medical changes. Oh my god. Okay, so they're making huge changes to the medical beds in particular. So it used to be that, well, back in the day, the med beds used to be a respawn point. There are tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1 beds. Tier 3 is the lowest tier, tier 1 is the highest. It used to be that tier 3 beds would not give you a respawn or a regen. Using either term is fine, really. Toxin, goddamn. Then they changed it so tier 3 beds would give you respawns. And, now, they all give you respawns, but there is a consumable, associated with, healing injuries, not healing your just general health, but over combat you will accrue injuries and you'll have to heal them at a med bed. You can, and there's different tiers, so a tier 3 bed can only heal tier 3 injuries, and a tier 1 bed, the highest tier of bed, can heal anything. So there's a consumable now, med gel, and the initial pass was very unforgiving. It was, the item was 100k, 100,000 credits, which is a pretty penny. And that would give you 100 units of med gel. A regen would cost you 100 med gel. And any injury would require 50 med gel to be healed. And I can't remember the exact numbers. It's kind of irrelevant because it's, like, in testing right now, so I don't want to just, like, say a number that's going to be, you know, outdated. But the injuries were all of the same. They all cost 50 in the first pass, and they've changed it, and I think it's, like, 10, 20, and 40 units of med gel instead of 50. I think, maybe. And the med beds, different med beds can hold different quantities. It used to be 100, 200, and 400. Now it's 200, 400, and 600, which actually does kind of play into, hey, you know, might it be more valuable to have multiple tier 3 beds? Because the Apollo is a modular ship. It has 2 med bays, and you can either have 3 low-tier beds, 2 mid-tier beds, or 1 high-tier bed. And those have to be, you know, like, they're modular, you can swap it out, and there has to be, you know, reasonable, like, why would you want to have these, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if tier 3 beds make any sense if you have a better option available. But my thought was you have the low tier beds to have the most of them, and you can basically act as like triage. And then you have one of the high tier beds, so you can heal anything and everything. You can heal anything and everything, but you still have a decent amount of capacity. You still have 4 beds total. You can heal everything, but you're going to have to potentially move people around. And I think that is, overall, pretty good. The only downside to tier 3 beds that will definitely be sticking around, well, it's not a thing yet, but it will absolutely 100% be a thing, is that regen has like an index thing. Star Citizen, if you don't know, has like a permadeath system they want to have, so if you respawn 100, so you might only be able to respawn 100 times and then you have to reroll a character. You get to inherit everything your previous character had. You inherit everything your previous character had, but everything takes a hit. So if you had like max reputation with a guild, you're gonna have to reroll that. You're gonna have to build it back up. You know, you're gonna get like, you know, you're gonna take a hit to your credits. You're gonna, you know, lose out on some stuff. There's gonna be a meaningful consequence to death, but it's not going to like, you're not gonna have to like buy the game again. You're not gonna have to like start from 0. It's just gonna be a hit. And you probably guessed it. Like, it isn't set in stone in the design as of now, but yeah, like, if you spawn at the highest quality of bed, you're probably going to get more spawns. So, like, if you can, get the highest tier bed you can. Which is also going to be a thing, because, like, well, the highest tier bed is going to be a hospital. It just is. I mean, maybe, like, oh, you could make a tier 1 bed, and you can make it higher quality via crafting. Maybe you could do that. They haven't said that, but let's be real, that, like, that sounds totally reasonable. So, you know, there is that. God, there's the Onyx facilities, which was so far has been the best thing that has come out of 2025, I think. It's a solo to small group activity. They definitely wanted it to be instance dungeons. Like, you have one location, you go to this location with your friends, and you can have like 100 people in it trying to do it at the same time, but they're all in their own instance. I think they never said that they explicitly wanted to do that, but I think they absolutely wanted to do that. But their solution was basically to put over 100 of this location. Same location, exact same location. Although, you know, I think there was like one difference that I did see. Like a placement of something, of some piece of architecture or some equipment or whatever. was different, but I don't know. But like, very, very small difference. It's not like a completely different layout of the thing. Sorry, yeah. So they wanted to have 3 wings. They only had time to have 2 wings. And, for the initial release, and we're getting the 3rd. And the 3rd is, the medical wing. And there's some stuff that I don't want to spoil, that I've gotten spoiled, and I'm like, it happens all the time where I'm like, oh, I don't want to, you know what, it's fine, I can spoil myself, it doesn't matter that much. And I see it, and I'm like, damn, I really wish I didn't spoil myself. And now I have to get a friend to drag along and be like, yo, this is really cool, and I just need to see somebody's opinion on this. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so... oh my god, where's my ship? Okay, this is a far ways away. We'll see how much I feel like talking through this. I'm halfway through my water. Yeah. I don't know like the full details of the Onyx facility medical wing, but I am super psyched to look into it. The armor that you get, I'm super excited for. It's gonna be the patch bundle armor. I kinda wanna get it, but it's not gonna be that big of a deal. And like, I genuinely just didn't care about the Geist armor for 2 reasons. A, yeah, I got the patch bundle. I also liked the patch bundle version the most. It was the golden blossom. It was black with gold cherry blossom details. It was, I would say, very nice. And yeah. What else? Oh yeah, sorry, also, I just, like, it's light armor, and I don't really, I use light armor in, in the armor that I use. Eventually, like, I'm probably gonna want to use more light armor when, there's, other reasons than just protection, like, oh yeah, you do want to have like a flight suit or something, or some armor for stealth, or some armor for flying, or some armor for just being a scout, or any number of reasons. There's also the Fresnel. It's spelled Fresnel. I think this is an interesting thing, actually, because apparently it's pronounced Fresnel, which I'm fine with pronouncing it that way. I did hear somebody talking about, like, pronounce it however you want, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. Cause the only other example I could think of this is the Garand, which I think, like, everybody called it the M1 Garand, and the maker, the designer of that weapon was John Garand, and insisted on pronouncing his name Garand. So, and maybe I have it backwards, I hope I don't, but, like, I mean, like, I would never call him John Garand, because, like, that's not how he pronounces his name. if I wanted to be disrespectful to him, I would call it that, but it's John Garand. Now, I mean, like, at some point, everybody's calling it the M1 Garand. Is it okay to say Garand? I mean, like, is it okay as if it's like a slur or something? And it's not that bad. But, yeah, I'd probably just call it Garand. And if I do say Garand, it's not that big of a deal. Same way with the Fresnel. Same way with the Fresnel. That wasn't intentional. That was completely, yikes. That was complete slip of the tongue. The Fresnel is a light machine gun, which actually has a wind down. All of the vault weapons have an overheating mechanic, which every gun is going to get an overheating mechanic. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but every gun in Star Citizen is going to have an overheating mechanic. It's probably not going to be to the degree that vault weapons have them, because the vault weapons, it's not like, oh, overheating is a bad thing. It's about managing heat. But yeah, the Fresnel, it goes from a fast light machine gun to a slow, very heavy hitting automatic rifle. And yeah, I'm curious how that's going to play out. It also has a thing where it's supposed to have uncontrollable recoil when you're standing up, and then when you go prone, it has a different amount of recoil. It has much less recoil. That's their stand-in because they don't want to add bipods. They've also said in the past that, yeah, bipods were a thing they want to have. And, like, that has, I guess, fucking changed. It pisses me off because it's just, like, they could totally do it. They could totally do it. Like, just a little animation. Yeah, like, oh, but you don't want to get yourself locked down. Fuck, yes, I do. Give me locked down with, like, no recoil, and I'm just locked in place. And yeah, there's a little animation if I need to going into it and exiting it. And yeah, it's just not the thing you would want to use, like, solo. And, like, machine guns should be very valuable from a mounted position like they are in real life, and it would give it its own, that weapon, a class of weapon, its own, you know, freedom of, or its own, you know, its own personality, its own role to play in a multi-arm sort of thing. The Fresnel has that sort of pseudo thing with, oh, it has a lot less recoil if you crouch. I saw a video of it, and it does not look like that. It looks like it's totally just not that different. It also looks like it goes from its fast fire rate to its slow fire rate very quickly. It also looks like it starts out very slow. So I'm really curious. It's nice to see that they're trying, at least trying stuff, but it just like, Anyways, until next time, have a good day. Great day even. Chowskis.